Yo.
He
Okay.
dropped it.
Oh, excuse me.
Sorry,
Yeah. So my goal is to find out how many bugs or like if we can break the game while we're cleaning things. That's gonna be my
That's your
like
goal.
in-game goal. On
Gotcha.
top of just cleaning this filthy playground. Which, can we talk about the city allowing this to happen?
Like what happened to this?
Who thought this was okay?
Like for like everything in this game, like how is everything just so rough?
It's more of like it's a mirror back on whoever is this irresponsible to allow this to happen.
For real.
Because if kids played on this, they would absolutely need to get a tetanus shot,
Or,
as well as probably a lot of other medical
yeah, I was
attention.
like maybe like get some like diseases looked at and other stuff.
Flu shot. Maybe just get another booster on top of it. Just everything.
Bree, I am doing well. I assume that CJ's doing well too.
I'm doing fantastic, yeah. It's a good middle of the week.
Yeah.
I'm off right now. I'm like in a weird space for like real life work currently where like I'm doing fine, but like the clients we work with are like going through their own like emotional like layoffs and shit, which is leading to like no shoots that I can produce, which is leading to essentially unemployment,
like
which is fine. I'm surviving, but it's like a weird bittersweet where you're like, oh, that means I can stream more and do more like fun stuff like this, but also I kind of need to go back to work so I can survive, you know?
So I can survive. Is that
so I can keep doing
this? Like the writers and actors strike? Is that like
so
impending you as well?
so it's interesting. So Lulu, who for those who don't know is my girlfriend, who also pops up on my stream all the time. She's fantastic.
We stand Lulu.
So we stand Lulu 100%. We simp for Lulu hard. So she's a set decorator. That's what she does for work. On like commercials, like commercial video shoots and that kind of stuff. So she is very much being affected by specifically the SAG strike is a big one because a lot of the commercial work ends up using SAG actors. But for me, it's actually a bit different because I used to work on feature films and commercial and that kind of stuff. I've kind of found this little niche in photo production, so specific like photo shoots and that kind of thing. And the thing about photo production is you actually there's no unions for for workers in the photo industry, like still images. So we're actually not affected so much by that. But basically the company that the client I tend to work with, they just like are going through like a creative layoff process. So
Gotcha.
yeah, that's what's happening with me. But yeah, so that's my personal life.
Wow. Also, I love the fact that everybody's like Lulu stands rise up because that's what everybody's like. Whatever Lawrence shows on is on stream too. So
yeah, we love the partners. Partners make our lives go around, which means chat can tell that they make their life go around too.
Everybody's lives go around.
Yeah. So one thing I'm noticing with this game is it seems like you kind of just like pick the middle of the road sprayer nozzle, and it kind of just handles like 99% of the goals.
The yellow one is the best one.
Oh well, I'm on the green one right now,
oh,
so I don't
bro.
know.
Why are you on the green one, dog?
I mean, let me see this real quick. Which one? There's like a way to see. Oh Lord, I'm breaking it. There's a way to see what are the actual degrees of each one? Like we get to the math of it. There's like an actual
I think it'll tell you actually.
An angle thing, right?
Yeah. So the red one is 0, the yellow one's 15, the green one's 25, and the white one is 40.
See, I'm on that green gang right now.
Yeah, on that green
I'm
gang.
Green is green gang.
Okay. Noted.
You don't get that kind of love on Daisy's stream. Do you walk in the background of Daisy's stream,
Ryan? I think anytime that you show up on Daisy's stream, though, it's always bringing Raisin. So Raisin's going to overpower.
Yeah.
Anything that you do.
That's true. You are playing. It's a losing battle with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Ryan.
Yeah. Sorry, dude.
She is a cutie. That is true. She is very much a cutie. But yeah, so we talked a bit about like your personal life, CJ, but like, hold on, wait, my questions disappeared.
The questions. Pull out the questions.
The questions. I'm an A+ streamer, guys. I had all of my stuff ready. Totally.
Honestly, being an A+ streamer means there has to be scuff.
It's just a
Like, the
little
longer
scuff.
I do this, the more I realize that, like, people don't watch Twitch for, like, consistent quality content. They watch Twitch for consistent quality content, but that includes that the content needs to be scuffed in some regard.
Oh,
Or
Mom
else
is
it's,
here.
like, fake.
Hi, Mom.
Mom. Oh,
Hi, Mom.
heck
It's
yeah.
Mama Fish.
I'm at school enrollment. We heard.
Yeah, we heard
I was
Mama Fish.
saying just one sneaky headphone in the ear, and nobody will know you're watching
Nobody
Twitch.
will know.
I promise. Nobody will know. That's what my mom does too. Can we say thank you to our moms for supporting our ridiculous, like, creative internet endeavors? Because my mom
No, for real.
has been popping off on the Twitch stream as well. Chat's been teaching her how to do, like, Twitch emotes and everything. It's absolutely hilarious and fantastic, and she's super supportive. And it seems like your mom is as well, which we love.
I love it. My mom is like
Yeah.
the best. She's also a book influencer.
A book influencer.
Yeah.
Wait. So your mom is the one we should be like trying to get in with, like,
Yeah.
do a collab with your mom.
Yeah, we should
Okay.
we should all be trying to collab with my mom. Even me.
Wait,
I
we
should
could-
be trying to collab with my mom.
We could absolutely do a collab with your mom. We could focus on, like, some fantasy novels or something. We could do, like, a tier list of, like, best like, what is it, like, young adult stuff, or is she do it, like, what's the I need a recap of this. I need, like, a breakdown of how she's influencing through books.
So like she has like this book Instagram. She calls it her
Okay.
Bookstagram. It's so cute.
Okay, of course. Yep.
But she like reads books and then like does like little what's the word? Like reviews on them and posts about them and has like this like cute little setup that she like posts pictures of them, and it's so endearing to watch.
Yes, I love it. We need to do a tier list ASAP. I bet your mom has really fantastic opinions about books.
I think that her books, like the book suggestions that she's given me are really, really good. So
Are you would you say you're a reader?
not necessarily. Like
Okay.
so I have a love-hate relationship with books. Mainly because I don't really like what's the word?
An attention
My
span?
brain, yes, my brain. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, My Sweet Pickle, for follow. Appreciate it. But yeah. So,
Oh, my sweaty pickle. Yeah. Thanks for following.
I really don't read unless it's like has illustrations in it. At this point,
Okay. Yeah.
I used to be huge into reading. It was like my like escapism kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then I got so burnt out on it, especially as I was getting into college.
Right.
Because I was a theater major, and it really just...
Go get your own patch of dirt. Get
I'm
your own patch of
sorry.
dirt. Yeah,
I'll
get over
leave. I'll go to the
No,
dinosaur
thank you.
slide.
I needed it. Thank you.
But yeah, so I really just kind of got like a little burnt out on reading, really, and then I recently just like we started picking it back up because Lawrence and I are that silly little couple that reads together.
Okay.
Technically, he reads to me, but like we read together.
Right.
But yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah.
But we gotta get through like one book, maybe like we're still on the book that we've been reading for like the past like 4 months. So. Also, love, can we give Volcanic's thing as a quote? Because that's really good.
Yeah.
The welcome to my interview. Welcome to the interviews with Joyfish. On today's stream, we have. Wait, where are my notes? So yeah, I did find my notes, so we're good. CJ, would you like to talk a little bit about yourself, like what your streams are like, what
Sure.
what you do on your side of Twitch, those types of things, you know?
Absolutely. So my side of Twitch is the D&D category. I tend to stream. I try to focus on like world building and like a fantasy context, but it involves like a lot of interaction with the community and just coming up with like cool like story concepts together. Every month we vote on a theme that's decided by the community. And then for that month, we like design stuff based around that theme. What does D&D stand for, CJ? Oh yeah, volcanic. That's a great question. D&D stands for Dungeons and Dragons. It's a fantastic tabletop role-playing game where you get to
Yeah.
take on the role of an adventurer and run around in a world made by the dungeon master. It's really great, really fun time. Um, but yeah, we just kind of do that mainly on my stream. Although we're like branching out. We do couch convos, which is a little similar to this. It's like a little podcast I do with a friend, another
Mm.
streamer, Gravity, who's a great time as well.
We love Viddy. We
Yep, and
stand
we're kind
Viddy
of
in
just
this household.
developing a bit of a space for all of that.
Yeah.
I run this website called Hothead Collective, which is kind of made up of myself,
Oh,
Viddy,
yeah.
and
I was
Arrow.
gonna grab the link. That's what I was
Yeah,
gonna do.
we kind of we're like getting interested in the idea of kind of forming it into a bit of like a streamer collective. But mainly what happens there is we release like a monthly magazine where we put out like stuff for D&D. And then we do like a monthly or a weekly newsletter, a lot of D&D stuff. If you're into D&D, it's a fantastic time. But we're trying to like branch out a little bit and try to just get into more of just kind of like the fantasy adjacent sort of content, because especially with like D&D as it is, for somebody who's like not aware of what it is and just kind of knows sort of the, I guess, the stereotypes around D&D and stuff, I feel like it can be a bit alienating. And I'd be curious to hear what other people think about that. But yeah, so like we're trying to paint D&D in a little bit of a more accessible, different way. So for example,
Mm.
like on Arrow's stream, when he runs D&D for his community, but like you as one of the Twitch chatters and viewers actually are a player in his game, and it's really easy to get into, really fun, a bit of a different speed than you'd get in like a normal D&D game, right?
Mm.
And when I do like my stream, we tend to not focus on the mechanics. We tend to just focus on sort of the flavor and like the fun aspects of world building that don't involve like, you know, this is going to roll this many dice and this is going to do this and this is going to do that, right? Which can
Mhm.
like alienate people who don't know what the heck's going on.
Yeah.
So we try to like, we're trying to get a little bit of a different perspective on that kind of stuff to open it up to a wider audience, because I'm a big, sorry, my computer popped something up. I'm a big proponent of D&D. I just think it's like an incredible experience, and I think a lot of people don't experience it because they think it's one thing when really it can be a lot of things, you know?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
there's my evangelizing about D&D.
No, like I love like the storytelling aspect of D&D, and I
Mhm.
have for like it feels like forever at this point.
Yeah.
Because I started playing originally with whenever I was like with my friends in high school, and we unfortunately made my brother be the DM. So we're
Right.
like, you're the one who knows the most about
Yeah.
this. You should be the DM, and now he's stuck like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just and then like I've made so many friends through D&D. That's like
Mhm.
the thing that I like the most about it is just like the teamwork aspect, you know?
Yeah. I'd argue D&D as a Twitch category has like one of the most accepting and like it has one of the best communities I think on the platform. And that's not just because like I stream on there. I'm just really convinced that like the people who participate in the D&D category are just really amazing people. So that's another bonus to just like being a part of that like a little bit of ecosystem. Everybody's just fantastic.
I'm sorry, I'm getting on my phone. I gotta go find the fun fancy thing that you just published recently.
Oh,
Your
sure, yeah.
your volume 3 of Elysium.
Mm-hmm. Super fun. The
That's what I
Fey
was-
Frontier or
yeah.
cowboy setting.
It's
Also,
the biggest one that so CJ does like a lot of like he said earlier, he does a lot of like collaborative things with his chat to make like a bunch of like D&D related things like monsters and like settings, and they vote on it every month, and it's a really fun place to be, especially at the beginning and the ends of the month, which is when I usually
Yeah.
pop in. um
When there's
it's
no
really
work
good.
and then all the work is done.
Exactly.
And you get to like, yeah, you get to bask in the creative energy that the community's put out.
I gotta I gotta open up my own chat on my phone so I can post it.
Totally.
But
Ryan, yeah,
yeah,
Hothead is going to be a boy band. You're absolutely correct, by the way.
your
I
boy
saw
band?
that. It's turning into a boy band. It's me, Arrow, and Viddy. It's going to be a bit of a boy band. We have some cool stuff down the line that we're like, Volcanic helps out actually. I don't know why I'm excluding Volcanic. He's a big part of that as well, although he
Part of
doesn't
the boy
stream
band?
like as much as we do. Yeah, but he very much helps on like the behind the scenes stuff. And we have like a lot of stuff down the line, like big picture stuff that we're working on putting together. That's just gonna hopefully end up being like really awesome.
I'm
So
excited.
yeah, it should be
Um,
really cool.
I'm all about the plot line. The combat is fun if you know what's going on. I agree. So, that's why like I have been working on Linksy and I have been working on our all RP dating sim that we're doing currently that we're running.
Right. Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't talk about a lot of it because my players are in my chat right now.
Of course.
So I can't really talk about it.
Plug your ears. Plug your ears.
But like we've been working on like the system and
Mhm.
it's like a lot of it's been a lot of fun for us specifically. Just
Yeah,
to-
yeah. People love. I mean, yeah, like D&D is it's this strange juxtaposition, and 5e does like the most recent edition of D&D, the most recent edition of the rules, does its best to kind of straddle the two sides of D&D, which is like one side, which is the sort of like role-playing aspect of it, right, where you're playing as these characters, and the other side, which hits on kind of its origins as like a war game, where you're kind of like there's strategy, and it's like a chessboard, and your character is fighting on this board and moving around and has different abilities and stuff. So there's this like there is this like Venn diagram of where things cross in a good way, things maybe counteract each other. But yeah, people love D&D for different reasons.
yeah. That's why I like the amount of like creative liberties that you can take with D&D.
Yeah, totally.
Hello, my kindergarten teacher apparently says hi. Hello.
Oh,
Welcome. My dad is
My
also
God.
Papa Fish is also in chat today.
Oh, fantastic.
Hello, Papa Fish.
We got the whole fam here.
The whole
Do you have
fam.
siblings, Joy?
I do have a sibling. I have a brother. Which
We
fun
just gotta
fact
get them in the chat.
is like 9.5 months younger than me.
Okay.
It's not
I see.
like he was a really early child, so he was born in December instead of February. So
Got it.
but my brother isn't here. For why? We don't know.
Yeah. I was about to say, Ryan, I was about to say, should we do the math real quick, or?
Yeah, no.
Oh, it's so funny.
But yeah. I do have a brother. Do you have a sibling, CJ?
Yeah, I have a sister. She's Kennedy. She's super awesome. So my whole family was here last weekend, actually, in New York, like at my apartment, which was a lot of fun. And my mom came on stream for a hot second. She like, poked her head in and said, "Hey."
Mama some days.
Yeah, which was a blast. That was cool. Yeah, my family's great. We have a really, really tight family. Like my family, there's not a lot of secrets. We're like a family that kind of tells everybody everything, which is cool.
Thanks,
I think it's the,
Volcanic,
like,
for the
Italian side
sub.
of
What
a-
the heck, man? Thank you.
Yeah. Nice, Volcanic. It's about time, bro. Come on. But yeah, so I have like a really tight-knit family. They're all super supportive, so it's really great.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
I gotta get back to my questions. They
go
disappeared
for it.
again.
What am I shushing about? Oh, you subbing?
No, it didn't happen. But yeah, my like next like big thing I guess that I would like want to ask you about is like what like motivates you like in terms of like like your stream, your life, like
Yeah.
what really gets you going in the morning, you know?
Yeah, motivation's a big actual like hurdle for me. It's something that I've like been spending a lot of time sort of like focusing on like I'm really into like self-improvement, and I feel like it can get very broy, that sort of like section of the internet. If you're really
Yeah.
fascinated with like that kind of stuff, it can get very like grindy and like
Hmm.
kind of toxic.
Yeah.
But I am really into like self-improving. I think it's like a big, for me it's a big reason of just like doing anything is kind of like becoming a better person, becoming a better version of myself.
Hmm.
And motivation is something that I still do struggle with a lot. And I don't know if it stems from anything necessarily specifically, but there's something about just the way I view things naturally that I deal with like a lot of resistance. There's actually a
Hmm.
really good book um, called The War of Art, which talks about it basically. Uh, it talks just straight up about how there's this thing called resistance, that when we want to do something that's going to be good and going to be like it's going to be a positive um, growth to the things we care about, we experience resistance. And I think all of us experience it. We're like, you know that you should be practicing playing the guitar,
Hmm.
but for some reason, and you want to practice, you want to play the guitar, but for some reason, your body and yourself is just like, no, I'm not gonna do that, right? Like, and it's hard. There's like a struggle to doing these creative things that we say we love so much.
Hmm.
Um, but it's very much this like tangible thing called resistance that pushes back. And so like, yeah, I don't know. For me, a thing that's helped me a lot most recently, because I think from a root level, like motivation is kind of a lie.
Yeah.
Like it's all about discipline, right? Like if anybody thinks that they're going to one day wake up and the muse is going to say, here, this is how you write the best novel ever, and all of a sudden
Hmm.
you just go do it and it's a seamless thing. It's not true. Like people also who like say like I'm just not creative. Like
Hmm.
creativity isn't like this thing that people are born with. It's just not true. It's not how it works. Like people who are, you know, successful in creative endeavors, they work,
Yeah.
right? It's like it is work to like wake up and be like, I'm gonna go practice painting.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go stream. I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna go do that. Any like creative pursuit is it's work. Their motivation is a luxury, and if you don't have it, it doesn't matter. You have to be disciplined. And you have to go do the thing you want to do. So I think like coming to that realization for me was really big, and being like, okay, I'm waking up and I want to be a better DM, but I'm tired and I don't feel motivated to do it, and I just want to sit on my phone. It's
Hmm.
like, no, that's not the, that's resistance telling me to do something else. So like, once I can kind of put a face to it, I can kind of bump myself out of it and get to work, you know?
Yeah.
Um, what about you? I'm curious
I
about,
think
I like this topic of conversation. It's like something that I'm really
for
passionate about.
like myself, I tend to, so I'm not officially diagnosed with ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like there's so many things in my life that could be like explained as ADHD, and I think like
Yeah, yeah.
motivation for myself is like one of those types of things,
Yeah.
because I get so hyper focused on at like something, and
Mm-hmm.
then like there'll be one of these days where I'm like literally like bedridden and I cannot move to save my life. And most of those times, like I have found that, so I am a professional dancer. Oh, thank you for the hydrate.
Mm-hmm.
I am a professional dancer, and with I have found recently that through my craft, I have like somehow found a way to get around kind of that burnout state that like is caused by ADHD.
Yeah.
So I think that like with, especially with me going back to work as a professional dancer and things, I have started to become more attached to my creativity and my motivation originally where it came from. Um, and like whenever I was like in school and things, uh, like I couldn't really do anything without getting my body to move,
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. So I think that like getting some endorphins in my body through like moving or putting on like some form of music has gotten me to really get into that motivation and like motivated state.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's good to find sort of that like catalyst, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah. I'm trying to think what my catalyst is. I don't know. There's something. So like growing up, I was like a good student. Like I excelled fairly naturally at like sports and all that kind of stuff. This isn't like me trying to boost my ego or whatever, but like I think it's a problem because like I kind of yeah, like my dad, my whole family's very athletic. All that kind of stuff was like a big thing. My parents very much supported like being well-rounded, so I did like theater, we learned how to play instruments, all that kind of stuff. But as soon as I like grew up and stuff didn't like come naturally, because there's something about being like, especially when you're in school, you can be like the smartest person in your class. And when that happens, there's like no reason to become smarter. There's no reason to like step beyond that, right? Outside of yourself, because like as you grow up, your teachers are making you do homework, your parents are making you do this. There's like always an outside force that is making you do the things that you do in your life, right? You don't get to just like decide not to do your homework. Your mom makes you do your homework, and so you do your homework, and it's good for you, and you learn stuff, and fantastic. But it's never like yourself going, I need to do this. It's somebody else like being the push for you.
Yeah.
Same with like kind of like normal sort of like 9 to 5 jobs and stuff, right? You have a boss. The boss is expecting you to do your job. If you don't do your job, you're gonna get fired. So there's your motivation right there, right? Like it's baked into the whole process. But as soon as like I know for me, as soon as I wanted to pursue things that I cared about on my own, I had never flexed that muscle of self-motivation. Because I had never had to. And I think a lot of people experience that too. Just like the way we are raised, for the most part, you're never forced to like flex your own like self-motivation muscles, and they're very hard to sort of like get moving without like the proper tools and an understanding of how they work. And that's always been until recently, until I've really like decided to really dive into understanding myself and how to stay motivated. It's always been like a thing I've struggled with, like really like deeply, and something I very much cared about like learning more about, because I wasn't happy with the way that I was handling things.
That's valid. But like
Yeah.
I know that there were like several people that, because I think that like the most going back to like college things, like we were like as like people, especially if they're like if you like excelled like so easily at things, I feel like we weren't like taught how to study. And I think that I read somewhere recently that that's like the like leading cause for freshman dropouts.
Yeah.
That definitely was the case for like most of my graduating class.
You need to be taught how to struggle. Like it's important. Yeah.
Finally, I got this edge done. Jesus.
I'm just starting from top down.
Oh.
I'm up on the roof.
You have a top-down approach.
Yeah, I'm doing the top-down approach. We'll see how it goes.
That's why
there's a lot of little intricate spots up here.
That's why I really like having this game go on in the background, because I also get like some background on like you as a person, like considering that you're going with the top-down approach.
Are you psychoanalyzing me? What does that mean?
Well, just like I feel like because with both like Z and I, we've kind of been just like focusing on the tinier things first before we go with like the bigger things, and then we'll go like bottom to up, you know?
That's actually a great point. Yeah, I wonder if this game you could just like have a therapist like play this game with their like patients, and then they just like, because it's actually it does that thing where it distracts like that part of my brain that's like doing things, so the other part of my brain can have this conversation, and it's actually being really effective. I'm actually really enjoying this right now.
I'm glad. That was
you know what
the
I mean
goal,
though, like
homie.
it busies the hands so that the mind
Yeah.
can focus. Yeah.
That was the goal.
Nice. Brilliant.
Thank you. I know.
Yeah.
I'm like a mastermind. I know. I
An
rival
absolute
Taylor
genius.
Swift in
Yes, yes.
mastermindness. Um,
Specifically T Swift.
Volcanic says that is a good point. Looking back, when I started disciplining myself in writing, the motivation is going. My brain, I cannot read.
Hmm.
Um,
I
the
see it. I see
motivation
it.
to keep going started to come through.
Yeah.
That's definitely. I definitely recommend for anybody who's like struggling to find that sort of like motivation in their life to keep having that, to keep looking for that catalyst, you know.
Yeah.
And like I may be only 22, but like I definitely figured that out like really
Hmm.
early on in life, and I'm definitely like grateful that I figured that out. But
Yeah. Another big one is like stacking victories, you know?
mm-hmm.
It's like waking up in the morning and making your bed has nothing to do with the fact that you're making your bed. You're going to mess it up when you go back to bed anyway, right? It has the
Mm-hmm.
fact to do with like you're waking up, you're doing something that's productive, and you're doing it like as soon as you wake up. Like you're not hitting your snooze, you're getting up, you're making your bed. It's also like one of those things where when you tend to wake up you're like I don't want to make my bed, but the fact that you're doing that thing that you don't want to do that is potentially like beneficial for you, I think like starts that avalanche of just like productive decision making. So like stacking victories is a huge thing for me. And then on like a longer scale, it's kind of like what Volcanic's talking about. It's like, okay, so I haven't wanted to, but I've written for the past 4 days in a row. And so like that momentum is the motivation that's like I'm gonna write day 5. I've already done 4 days. I'm gonna write day 6. I've already done 5 days.
Might as well
And
make it a
it's
week, like
yeah,
kind
it's
of thing.
all about stacking those wins
Yeah.
leads to that. That's a big thing for me. I very much feel it. If I like break a stack of wins, I'm like, oh, I can just feel this like weight. I'm like, God damn, I got to start this
Mm-hmm.
all over again, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but
That's what
yeah.
I've been doing a lot recently is with like just with my life in general, I've been
Hmm.
doing a lot of like little victories. Uh
Yeah.
just like I've been literally calling them little W's. Um
Little W's. Yep.
um and I've just been telling myself that I can't take the L on this one. I just got to keep
Hmm.
doing my little W's.
Yeah. It's also sneaky, right? Because like, for example, with like working out, it's like the kind of thing where it's like, I don't want to work out. So instead, I'm going to decide that for now on, every day at this time, when I would go work out, instead I'm just going to put the shoes on. I'm going to get dressed in the workout
Mhm.
clothes. But if I don't want to go work out, I can just take it off, right?
Yeah.
And it's like a pretty small, easy thing to do. But as soon as you have the clothes on and you're dressed and have your shoes on, you're like, well, why am I might as well just go to the gym and work out, right? Like it's sneaky because you're like, it's a little win, but once once the momentum's going, it's like, I'm not gonna take my shoes off. I might as well just go do the reps, and now I'm working out instead of just putting my shoes on, right?
The craziest thing that I've also found recently in terms of like motivation and stuff is
Hmm.
that because I have like such like this escapism in like cosplay and things, I
Yeah,
have found that dressing up as a little character and doing my little mundane chores as my little character is so effective. Like
it's
just
amazing.
having like a little like if you're doing like a little uh like dress up as a little tavern lady and your
Yeah,
whole house is your whole tavern and you got to clean the tavern before the customers can come. Like that's like
I love that.
that's how I've been doing a lot of uh like my things recently.
Hmm.
Actually, I haven't been dressing up as tavern ladies as much recently. It's more of been because of the Barbie movie and me
Yeah,
being obsessed with Barbie always. I've been dressing up as different Barbies.
yeah.
Uh, for this like past week, I've just been like insert Barbie here, and that Barbie is gonna do some fun things today.
What? I'm curious. Like, have you always been dressing up like ever since you were like a little kid, or is there
Well,
like a moment that you can point to where you're like, this is when I fell in love with like cosplaying?
I don't exactly know.
Hmm.
So, I know that like we as in me and my brother, my cousins had a
Yeah.
like a chest, like a big cedar chest
Mm-hmm.
full of like costumes that my grandmother got.
Yeah.
And I know that like every time that we went over there we dressed up, but I don't think I ever did it at home. I wish that
Yeah.
my parents were a little more active today so that they could tell me, but I don't think I ever did it at home. It was really just like until about um I don't know, like about like sixth-ish grade, I think,
Okay.
that I really like got into that whole like kind of cosplay-esque kind of thing. A little cringe moment. You know Hotelia?
No.
Oh,
What is that?
okay, thank God you don't. But I was like so into like doing like little casual cosplays of like animes that I was really into, or
Okay.
like uh uh I used to be really into creepypastas. I know it's wild
Mm-hmm.
because I don't really like horror stuff, but I was
Okay.
so into it for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I would like dress up as like little things and just go to school. And you know, that
Okay.
might be a little bit of a cringe moment, but like, you know
No, no,
what?
no. Our everybody's childhood is cringe to some degree, let's be honest. I was in a Christian metal band growing up, so like we
Awesome,
all
dude!
had our
I was in a
moments.
Christian metal band.
You were in a Christian metal band? I love it. Yeah, yeah.
I played bass for my Christian metal band.
Ryan has a t-shirt of my Christian metal band actually. They
Oh,
wore it. Yeah, he likes to take it out whenever he can to
that's
show off. We were
awesome.
called The Question Remains.
That's so good. We didn't even have a
Yeah.
name.
Oh yeah, it was.
That's
I was in that
wonderful.
band like from like sixth grade all the way till I graduated.
That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, it was great.
Ryan!
Of course. I bet Daisy
um,
loves that. That's so funny.
I love hearing Lawrence laugh in the back. It's so funny. Um,
That's so
yeah,
amazing.
so, yeah, like Lawrence and I definitely like do a little bit of like, we cosplay for like motivation and stuff.
Hmm.
While we're, you know, just chilling in our house. Um, there's a picture of Lawrence apparently as a toddler, a toy tractor with a skirt on his head, and he looked enough like a wig to be a Wings Club character on a tractor. That has
Love it.
me vibes though.
Love it.
I was really into Tinkerbell as a kid, so
Hmm. My sister was like she was big into fairies so much that she believed they were real for like a long time. Like my
dude.
sister, and this this is like blowing up my sister's spot, but she would be fine with it. But I don't know how old it was, so maybe I can just not say the age and it'll be like less cringe. But she very much like there were these fairy books she read when she was younger that she was obsessed with,
Oh my god, oh my
and
god, oh my god. Were
you
they
probably
did
know
they
what they
have like
are.
a did they have a did they have like a little fairy on the front and it was like blank, the blank fairy?
Probably,
Oh my
probably,
god, I
yeah.
love those books.
Yeah, so she loved those books, and like whenever she would lose a tooth, right? So she thought the tooth fairy was real for a
Hmm.
long time. So whenever she would lose a tooth, my mom would, bless her heart, would go all out, right? So she would do this thing, and if anybody's gonna have kids, this is a good little thing you could do for your kids when they lose their teeth. She would get like food coloring and then like maybe like some glitter or whatever, and she would
Oh.
make my sister. You'd put your tooth in a glass of water, okay, and then my mom would take the tooth out of the glass and water, and then she would give us all like one of those like little dollar coins. You know how you can get like
Yeah.
there's like the little like yeah,
The
they like the gold.
Sacagaweas.
Yeah, exactly, right. So you would get one of those, and then the water would have a little bit of color and glitter, and that was the fairy dust. So
Oh.
yeah, so you could tell the tooth fairy had been there because she'd leave a little bit of fairy dust inside of the glass of water, when she'd give her the gold coin. So yeah, so fairs were a big thing at my house. Also, you mentioned the chest of costumes.
Hmm.
We had that actually at my house as well. My
Oh heck
mom,
yeah.
any like Halloween costumes or anything, they would all go in that chest, and then you just have kind of this like, mix and match of just all the costumes we've ever had were a part of that chest.
I'm
So
pretty sure
I
one
get that as
year,
well.
I for Halloween we didn't get a Halloween costume, so I just like went through the
Mm,
chest and became Pirate Cinderella. I'm pretty sure that
nice.
happened.
I love that. Take an
95%
initiative.
sure.
Yes. So good.
I am the oldest, so you know
Okay.
that's my
Yeah.
call in life is to just take the initiative. Apparently,
Yeah. I'm the oldest as well.
man.
What do you think that says about us? What do you think about being the oldest sibling?
So I think that like with oldest siblings, we are the trial and error kids.
True.
We just gotta like
Yeah.
they tried something. Oops, that didn't work out so well. I guess we're gonna try a different thing. But like whenever like we get older in things, I think we like remembered a lot of the trial and error. Um,
Yeah.
so
Were you a troublemaker as a kid?
no, okay. So if I were to give myself like a D&D like alignment, I
Yeah.
would be lawful evil. Like not lawful evil, lawful good, not lawful evil.
Okay. Yeah.
But I would like I am such a rule follower. It hurts everybody else around me how much I am a rule follower. I keep telling
Yeah.
Lawrence that if he commits a crime, I have to tell on him.
Yeah. We're very similar. I would say growing up I was like very much lawful good as well. I was like the golden child, which my sister never lets me live down because it made her life miserable. Because when she ever did anything wrong, my parents will deny it, but I definitely think that, there was a bit of a comparison that would
Yeah.
happen, right, between her and like how I was at that age, which just happens. I think it's kind of inevitable when you have, two kids and one kid's older. You're gonna like subconsciously even just like compare them. But yeah, I was like very much a lawful good. I'd say as I've grown up, I've shifted like more towards probably like lawful neutral maybe, and maybe
Yeah.
a little bit more on the chaotic side. I probably am still fairly lawful though. I bet actually if you ask Lulu and anybody else that's in my life, they'd say I'm still on the lawful good side. But yeah, I very much understand what you're saying. I was very much lawful good as well.
Like I just there's one point in time I remember in my life that the only time I've ever been grounded was because I was just so upset that one of my friends hurt another one of my friends. And
Right.
so I smacked her.
Oh,
And like right at the water fountain at school. And
took it into your own hands.
yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
"What are you doing?" Bah!
That's called the divine smite. You're a paladin. That's
For
called the
real.
divine smite right there. Yeah.
And that was the only time that I was ever like actually like in trouble. But I think that like with my brother, like I think that he might feel the same way as like your sister does, as being like
Yeah.
maybe like me being such a goody two shoes was to his fault.
Yeah. I mean, I'll admit it. I think it definitely was, a bad thing for my sister because she would do something like sneak out of the house, right, to like go to like a party or something.
Yeah.
And I like never did that because like I grew up very, very religious, and not just in a sense that my family was religious, but I was like a very like devout practicer,
Yeah.
myself. I got really into it. And all the friends I hung out with were also like very religious and stuff. Obviously, I was in this like Christian band, right? So we were like super into that shit. And so like, so for my sister, doing anything wrong compared to like the church going like,
He's a
musician,
church
evangelizer
boy who goes
kind
to
of thing.
church and
Yeah.
reads his Bible.
Exactly. Like I took my Bible everywhere. Like my Bible never left my backpack. I was like really about that. So of course getting compared to my friggin' religious, self is never easy.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, I definitely get it.
I've been thinking about that a lot recently, is that like how did like myself being like so like what's the word?
Devout?
Yeah, and like my
Yeah.
morals and stuff, and like how and like to call things out whenever things were bad and immediately tell on people, like how that affected other people in my life.
Well, I
Um,
had the double whammy. My dad was he's retired now, but he was law enforcement.
mhm.
So my dad was a cop, and I was super religious. And my mom was a high school teacher at the high school I went to. So
Hey,
like
my mom's a high school
the
teacher
yeah,
too.
so the authority figures as well as the like religious side of it and everything was just like all there to just create the soup that was my the kind of what you're talking about. So I yeah.
Man, man, that's rough.
It wasn't a problem for me.
Yeah, it
I was
wasn't
a good
help
kid,
you. I
right?
just feel bad for
Yeah.
your like your
Yeah, my
sister,
sister.
man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep. She came out fine.
it's
she,
fine.
she
It's all
came
right.
out she came out great.
CJ
Yeah.
soup. No.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm a chowder. I'd like to be I prefer to be called the chowder. Thank you very much, but yeah.
CJ Chowder.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
What's your favorite soup?
What's
What's
my
your favorite
favorite
soup?
soup?
Yeah.
Ooh, so, oh, I just really like soups.
Mhm. Soups are good.
Ooh, so, I think it depends. If I
Yeah.
am making the soup,
Mhm.
I, I am a really big fan of just some tomato soup.
Okay.
Really just
Tomato soup's great for what goes with it, I feel
exactly like it's just like it's a
Yeah.
good building block soup.
like. Mhm.
But if like anybody else is making the soup, I really like potato soups and baked potato soups.
Okay.
Especially like the ones that my dad used to make. Um, he doesn't
Yeah.
really make them much anymore, but um, but definitely like the ones that my dad used to make.
Nice.
Ramen
Yeah.
is a good soup. Ramen is a good soup. I'm actually
Yeah.
making miso pork ramen tonight. Ryan, can I come over?
I mean, I could literally come over. Ryan. I'll just sneak into your apartment.
Just sneak in.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, totally.
but if like I'm going somewhere for a soup, if I could choose anywhere to go for a soup, I would. There's a really good soup in Walt Disney World. It's like a cheddar cheese soup.
Ooh.
Ooh, it was really nice.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, girl, come over. Okay, gotcha. I'll be on my way. It'll take me literally forever. Just like save it and then
Yeah.
I'll show up. Eventually, I'll get there. Don't worry, Ryan.
Mhm.
Also, oh, thanks, Mom. I'm glad that Mom
Nice.
literally was just hearing like Disney World and then
Yep.
it's soup and Mom's like, I'm here.
Nailed it. Yep.
But yeah, I think that's an interesting question. CJ, what is your favorite kind of food, my guy?
My favorite kind of soup. Yeah, so I think so clam chowder is a big one. I love a good clam chowder. I've moved from coast to coast, so maybe it's like I grew up in California, now I live in New York, right? So seafood is like a big yes for me. I love seafood. So I think clam chowder hits a big W there. I think minestrone is also fantastic, another
Ooh.
classic. I love that. I think you nailed it with tomato soup. There's something about a grilled cheese and tomato soup that is just like the perfect. It might be one
Absolutely.
of the like most like perfect combinations like available to like the human palate. Um, and then ramen is huge. I live with two Japanese girls. Lulu's Japanese and our roommate Mari, who you can hear cackling in the background of my streams a lot of the time.
Yeah.
She is also Japanese, so ramen is also a big staple of my diet. And I absolutely love Japanese food. So I think those, yeah, I think all of those hit kind of peak soups in my opinion.
Ooh.
I'll just maybe say chowder as favorite.
Gotcha.
But it's all very close, very close.
Is soup like your favorite food or?
Definitely not. Definitely
Okay.
not. Yeah, I mean, I love soup, but like, there's something about like, Louis and Mari will just like straight up eat ramen in the middle of the summer, and I get it, but
Aw.
also like, I don't want hot liquids going down my throat when it's like 95 outside and 90%
That's
humidity.
valid.
So like, yeah, so soups aren't my favorite food. Yeah, but I do like soup. But I don't know, favorite I don't even know what the categories would be. If soup is one of the categories, like what are the other categories?
So, I always say that my favorite food is pasta, anything pasta related. I
Yeah.
really just like noodles, and I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
like bread. So,
Right.
I
Carbs.
just like
We
straight up
love
carbs.
carbs.
That's it. That's all I'm
Yeah.
really about. And then you find out I'm a professional dancer, and you're like, where?
Well, you need a job to get rid of all those carbs.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I get that. Pasta's a big one for me too. I bring it up a lot. My family's Italian, so like,
Mm-mm.
yeah. So pasta is a staple. We love
Love me a
pasta.
good pasta. Pasta's like, I don't know, like somehow it's just the best food on the planet, and I can't
Yeah.
explain why. It
Why do
just
carbs do that? Carbs are just like so good. And the problem with carbs, unlike something that's like very like fatty, is you can just keep eating it and you just for some reason always find space for more carbs in your
exactly.
stomach. Like why did we decide that this was going to be okay when carbs were invented?
When carbs were invented.
Yeah, when carbs were invented, why did we allow them to be such a powerhouse, such a staple? Like French fries are,
Ugh,
it's a problem. You can just
bro.
continually eat French fries.
Speaking
I
of
think
French
until you
fries,
explode. Yeah.
speaking of French fries, I had
Hmm.
the most banging set of sweet potato fries last night. Oh
Okay.
my god, it was
Sweet potato
amazing.
fries
Yeah.
are a wild card, right? Because they are either the greatest like fry you've ever had, or
Or
they're
the
like these
worst.
soggy carrot stick looking
Yeah.
things that are just the worst. Yeah.
The ones I had last night
Yeah.
were like perfectly seasoned, and they came with
That's
like this
amazing.
really nice sauce.
Yeah.
Woo!
That's so good. Yeah, I'm so happy for you. Finding good sweet potato fries is a big day.
Because like
I think I'm just
when else am I
traumatized.
ever
I feel
gonna
like
get
my
them?
school growing up, my high school used to give us like sweet potato fries with
Oh,
like that like really like dry chicken sandwich every high school had. You know what I'm talking about?
ah, the chicken sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, it was banging, but it was dry as hell. But it also came with these like soggy sweet potato fries at my school that were just so bad. And I think they called them something like tiger fries or something because they
I'm
were like
sorry.
orange.
What?
Because they were like orange, like sweet potato fries have that like kind of orange tinge.
Yeah.
And they were so bad, and maybe I've just been traumatized ever
Maybe
since. But I
it's
feel
just the
like
tiger fries. Maybe.
yeah, maybe it's tiger fries I have a problem with, and sweet potato fries I should take the target off of sweet potato fries.
Maybe it's just the tiger part of it. Maybe you just don't like tigers.
I love tigers. I think growing up, tigers were probably my favorite animal, and they might still
Aw.
be. Tigers are awesome.
I
They
do
just
like
look so
me a tiger.
cool.
I
And
really
they're
like red
like
pandas. Red pandas are
red
my
panda.
favorite.
Yeah, they're fantastic. Yeah, that's actually a great animal as well. Have you? This is a bit of a pop culture thing, or like something that's just in the news right now. Have you seen all the information about how in China there's a sun bear that they literally at this zoo, and the zoo had to make a public announcement because so many people thought it was a bear in a human in a bear costume. Did you see that?
Oh,
Have you
God,
seen
I
that?
love sun bears. I just love the fact
Yeah.
that they like look like literal humans in bear
Well,
costumes.
that's the thing, right?
They're
So
so
the
funny.
zoo literally had to be like, this is not a human in a bear costume. It's like a real bear.
They're
Because
so
there's this
funny.
image leaked where the sun bear is just like standing on its back legs, like bipedal. And the way it stands, it very much looks like a person in a bear costume. Like
Oh my
I
God.
understand it, but it's not. It's just like an actual bear. And if you were to watch the video, it's like just a straight up bear. But people were so convinced they had to make a public like statement to say that it's not a person.
Hey yo, new bear glitch unlocked.
Yeah, exactly. Bear T-posing at the zoo. But yeah, it was pretty funny. I don't know where I saw that the other day, but
That's really
it was
good.
cracking
No,
me
I
up.
haven't
Yeah.
really seen anything about
Yeah.
like animals
If you look up
recently.
sun bear costume on the internet, it'll probably come up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gosh, I forget how much I love sun bears until like somebody
They're
mentions
awesome.
sun bears, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah. They're definitely the weirdest of the bear family, but they're super cool.
I love those little guys.
Yeah.
Oh.
You forget, like, you think of like the top, like the big three, I guess. You have like maybe big four. You have like
The
right
big
like
four
black bears,
bears.
brown bears, polar bears, and you have like panda bears that come come in on the exotic side, and then you forget that there's like koala bears, which are they even like are koalas called koala bears? Am I crazy?
Yes, they're called koala bears, but I don't think they're
Right,
actually
but they're not a bear, right? And then you have like sun bears, which are probably like maybe the most weird ones in the actual bear family. And then I'm probably missing some other crazy ones too. But yeah, bears are interesting.
I have a friend who, so my mom taught my English and history class,
Okay.
in middle school and high school,
Yeah.
and anytime that we were, calls them marsupials. Okay,
Right,
cool.
right.
Thanks.
Thank you, Sweaty Pickle.
I appreciate that. But my mom did teach me and like my whole group of friends. And during like after we got our work done because we were really good kids, TM.
Right. Yep.
We would pull up on my phone a live stream of these bears somewhere. I think they were in Alaska or like somewhere in Canada. But they were like salmon fishing, and it was a whole live stream of just bears.
I love it.
And we would watch it constantly.
Just have it on in the
I'd be
background,
like,
or just
hey,
very
yo, Reggie,
focused?
hey, yo, Reggie, you want to watch some bears? And he's like, of course I want to watch some bears. So we watched some
Pull
bears.
up them salmon fishers right now. That's amazing.
It was really good.
It's so funny.
Um,
Bears are fantastic.
bears are
Salmon, that whole Alaska is like a weird place, right? Like Alaska is that like weird state that is kind of like its own thing. Like I've had friends who have like lived in Alaska and like moved here or moved to Alaska, and it's just like the middle of nowhere almost.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
I've like only seen like wild things about Alaska, like the fact that like the daytime is so
Right.
long.
It's weird. It's like I don't even know how to describe it. I need to go there and maybe I'll understand it, right?
Yeah.
It's just like it feels like just unbridled like nature. Just like full force. Not even the time of day you can trust in Alaska.
Every time I think about Alaska, I think about the movie The Proposal.
Okay, I don't know if I've seen it.
And there's one of the scenes in there where the like main girl is like going outside and the Pomeranian follows her, and
Okay.
then the Pomeranian gets snatched by an eagle.
My goodness. Oh my goodness.
And like
Is
every
the
time
Pomeranian okay?
yeah, the
Or no?
Pomeranian was
Oh, okay.
fine, but like
Okay, cool.
I think about that like scene so often whenever I think about Alaska.
That's so funny. Yeah. That feels about like a good summation of Alaska. If you're a Pomeranian and you go to Alaska, you better watch out. And being like Pomeranian being a specific type of person, you know, I feel like might need to watch out.
Specific type of person. What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Are
that
you a camper? Are you a camper?
I'm not really like a big
Okay.
camper. I'm
Right.
I'm kind of more of a glamp kind of person.
Yep. So
My boyfriend,
Pomeranian.
however,
Okay,
yeah. My boyfriend, however, is so like into camping, and he's been trying to get me to like, or like he's been trying to figure out like how we can go camping, because we don't have a
I feel
car,
that.
but we do live in Colorado, so like it's really
So
easy to
like,
just go do
walk
it.
down the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alaska can't be trusted. It takes your Pomeranians.
Yeah, it can't be.
I was thinking about this also recently. I think about a lot of things. But
Same. Love it.
do you have you ever thought about like what kind of dog you would be?
Yeah.
Like in a non-furry kind of way. Have you ever like thought about what kind of dog?
Well, here,
you would
let's do
be?
it. Let's do it in a non-furry way, and then we'll do it in a furry way. How's
Well,
this?
we're doing. Why are we
just kidding.
doing it
just kidding.
furry?
I'm just kidding. Probably like a Labrador, I think.
Ah.
Because I don't think I'm as like golden retriever as I need to be. Like, because golden retrievers kind of have that. Is it like a naivety that people kind of push into a golden
Yeah.
retriever? Yeah, but I grew up with I had a dog Mocha growing up, which was a chocolate lab, and
Oh.
Mocha was a gift for my mom. So I was born May 14th,
Hmm.
which lines up like a lot of the times right with Mother's Day,
Yeah.
and it also lines up right with my mother's birthday. She was born May 13th.
Oh.
So so Mocha I believe was a gift for either like Mother's Day or her birthday or something, or
Hmm.
something like that, or having me, I guess. But
Congrats on your baby. Here's a
yeah, on your
dog.
baby. Here's another baby. But yeah, so Mocha and I grew up like being the same age all the way up until I was like 15 or whatever,
Yeah.
or however old Mocha, and I think Mocha lived for a really long time. But yeah, so I grew up like side by side with a chocolate lab. There's like amazing like baby photos of me and Mocha
Aw.
like as a puppy just like running around.
Cute.
So I wonder if that also kind of rubbed off on me a bit, but
Yeah.
I feel like Labradors have kind of similar like golden retriever energy without the kind of like naivety. Like they're very playful but also can be like serious, and I
Hmm.
think I kind of have a bit of that energy.
Hmm. I can see
Um
it. I can see it.
yeah, I think so. That's my
I'm
best
not
guess.
entirely sure of what kind of like dog I would be. I've just been thinking about it a lot for
Yeah.
like, because I've always considered myself to be more of like a silly little prissy dog, you
Right.
know, like doesn't want to really get
I don't
dirty
think
kind
so
of thing.
though. I don't think
But
so. You're proving you're like has been a very like wise conversation so far, and I feel like
yeah,
you couldn't get away with like you couldn't say you're like a Pomeranian or something if you're like wise, and I feel like you're acting very wise, which
I
is
think I'm
cool.
more of like poodle energy, because poodles
Poodle?
are so smart,
Okay.
but like
I didn't know that about
there's
poodles.
still that like,
Yeah.
you know,
Like go get my hair shaped or whatever you call
yeah,
it. Like get haircuts and yeah,
their nails
dye your
done
poodle
and
pink.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
totally.
would definitely be a pink poodle, let's
Okay.
be
Yeah, I
honest.
think yeah, poodle's cool then. I think that that makes a lot of sense.
I was either that or like a cocker spaniel kind of vibe.
Okay, okay.
I don't think, because I love short dogs and
Mm-hmm.
like corgis and dachshunds. They're like my favorite. I love them. But
Okay.
they're
Yeah.
so silly and kind of stupid.
Right. This is why we
uh,
love them.
I love them. You agree with cocker
Yeah.
spaniel? Okay, then I trust Lawrence.
It's been confirmed.
It's been confirmed.
Yeah.
The boyfriend sent it. It said it's cocker spaniel, so I trust him.
Yeah, I wonder what
Um,
Louis would say for me. I want to ask her even though she's
I
not
do
here.
agree, like with you with the like the lab kind of vibes.
The lab? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense.
I think it's good. I think it's a really good choice for you.
Nice, nice.
Just like I've been thinking about it. So, the whole reason that we've been thinking about it is that I'm like Lawrence and I are like really into Bluey. It's like our favorite show right now. Not kind
Okay.
of, but like not really, but like kind of. And like we've been thinking about like so anything that we watch or anything that we consume via media always is going to be tied back to our D&D characters for Senna and Quinn.
Right.
And those are like the two that I've painted and the ones we have a shrine of, and it's we love them a normal amount, okay? But like so we were like watching Blue and we're like, what kind of dogs would our characters be? And then I started thinking about they are. Then I started thinking about like what kind of dogs like Lawrence and I would be, or like my friends, and
Right.
yeah. It's totally normal. My entire emote set isn't just of them. It's crazy. Everything's fine.
Here's a question about your characters. How do you think your character is different than Joy?
So, um, so we like for Quinn and I, we kind of just Quinn's like if I took like me having a god complex to like 10.
Okay.
And that's a lot of my characters at this point have just become me, but at this point in my life, or me if this thing
Right.
happened, or me if I didn't do this.
Mm-hmm.
Like for instance, my character Honey Thistle is uh made to be like me, like always being like lawful good kind of things.
Yeah.
And if she like never grew out of that kind of like naive mindset. And for another one of my characters, it's like if I never got over like my best friend's death and things, like if I never like went through, like I didn't really go through that grieving process, but like if I
Yeah.
like never really like went through and kind of dealt with my own like demons in a way.
Yeah, you're hitting on like a really like sort of interesting and I think important side of what D&D offers people as well is like an exploration of themselves in ways they maybe wouldn't normally do.
Exactly.
Just like regardless of like as long as you're like playing a character that's just you're trying to explore an aspect of yourself that maybe you don't think you have or you don't think it sounds like for you you're like very specifically trying to deal with potentially like traumas or just experiences that you want to explore at a deeper level,
Exactly.
which is like really cool and interesting because you know obviously you don't have to go into D&D as like a psychology
Yeah, no.
yeah, right, you can just have fun
Sometimes you
yeah,
just want to make like a character, like there's a there's a
yeah,
character in our one of our campaigns whose name is Chad Chaddington. And he's like the worst. But
right,
like sometimes you just want to make a Chad Chaddington and like live your
right,
life, you know?
absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you're not going to be Chad Chaddington in real life, so you got to do it somewhere
Exactly.
in the accepted environment.
But yeah, for like Quinn though, it's like more of like I get to so currently with where they're at like in the campaign currently there's like a lot of everything is bad right now.
Yeah.
And hi Z, welcome in. Sometimes you just gotta go crazy and go stupid. It's true.
Yep. Yep.
But for like the campaign, the like the boys are kind of having not a great time in terms of like they're like going through they're going through like a whole bunch of like traumas and people that are like coming back into their life that some of them wanted and some of them didn't kind of things. You know, like not great things. But with Quinn specifically, I think I've started to what's the word? Like deal with some of my own envy towards things and like people and things.
Yeah.
For cuz like I made Quinn's like vice be envy, and so now I get to like, you know, work through that subtle red flag of mine that is envy.
Yeah.
Which is really nice.
Yeah, it's cool. It also sounds like you have a lot of trust in the people at your table.
Oh,
Which I feel
absolutely.
like is like it's something that I don't think it's talked about enough. And this isn't even just in like emotionally vulnerable games. It just sounds like you guys play like a very vulnerable game, and which is a good thing. But even in just like normal like have fun games, the thing about D&D, especially as we entered like deeper and deeper into this like phase of D&D where you just play with strangers online, like through forums and stuff, which is cool. But I think to like fully like enjoy the benefits of what a D&D game has to offer, even on just the like we're having a blast playing like ridiculous characters vibe, you need to trust like the DM that you're playing with and the players to like give you the like the time to shine and like to run like a fun game and all these different things. But it's really hard to trust people you haven't met before, right? If you're like
Exactly.
playing with randos you found on like Reddit. But I think like when you have a group that you've played with like multiple times, where you're running like a long campaign, you trust the DM that like the things they're doing, if it's for example like knocking your PC out and like, and the screen goes to black, it's like, oh no, what's gonna happen next? There's a lot of potential for like red flag there if like the DM
Yeah.
doesn't know what they're doing or you can't trust them or anything. So it's like really, I think it's really special when you get a group at the table that all trust each other, and allow people to make that story together. Because yeah, like D&D is not storytelling, it's story making, right? You're
Yeah.
making a story as it plays out in the moment. And if you don't trust people to handle that story in a way that you think is right, or or is like proper or whatever, then it can end to a lot of those like RPG horror story like moments, which is just, nobody wants that. But it's really refreshing to hear how much you guys like trust each other. It's cool.
Yeah. There's like we definitely have like a little bit of like our own grievances like with our current party, but that's just become like things that have just like showed up over time because we have been playing this campaign for 2 years.
Yeah.
And people change sometimes, and
Yeah.
it's fine.
It very much like like D&D is good also because there's a lot of like social skills it just forces you to develop. Like if you're the DM, you have to learn how to like schedule around multiple people. You need to learn how to like maybe say no in certain situations and say no in a healthy way and not like piss people off, and like
Yeah.
all these different things that you learn, and as players have all their own like social things they have to learn that just go with like organizing a big group at like a table or online or whatever. Yeah, I think 100% like, yeah, people change, and navigating around that and all of that is like super important. You just get like a lot of skills out of D&D. It's very much like you learn a lot.
Yeah. I love the fact that Lawrence brought up what happened in our other campaign.
I was about to say, is this
yeah,
a personal moment here?
Yeah, this is speaking in our own experience.
Yeah.
So, if Bree is still here, Bree is the DM for my campaign with my character Honey Thistle, and it was a great time. We're having a great time right now. So one of the characters, one of the PCs, basically like went in and kind of destroyed everything and stole a cursed object and unleashed 4 level CR level 17 to 20 monsters in this.
What level were you?
5.
Okay.
In this in this like manor, so we had to leave, and then everything destroyed. Everything was destroyed, including like the manor, and then the whole town was destroyed. And keep in mind, this was all supposed to just be a fun spa day. So
Okay.
my character's family literally all died, and
Oh my God.
we brought everyone but one back to life. So yeah, it was
Interesting.
it was a great time. We're having a great time right now.
You guys are like, this is great.
Yeah,
I'm really enjoying
yeah,
this.
like the PC like literally like left, and the person playing him made a new character.
Okay. Nice.
I was like, wow, literally left with a bang. But like, you know what, go off.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like it's a good. I mean, it's a story you tell
Yeah.
still to this day. So that's kind of what you're looking for, right? Like, I think a lot of people talk about this on my stream a lot, but like my precious PC, which which isn't a slight at you. I know you guys love your characters, which is totally cool. But I think there's the potential for moments like that to get in the way of like telling a good story that involves everybody involved, right? So like sometimes it's important for that character to, you know, break their leg or get
Hmm.
into a life or death situation or, you know, experience loss and like losing
Hmm.
and like not winning in every
Yeah,
encounter that they come up against. And,
absolutely.
um, and it's important to like explore those things to allow for like a really fantastic story to evolve. And I feel like a lot of people can get so wrapped up in their characters that there's no way I'm gonna like do this thing that is what my character would do because I'm afraid that my character's gonna like step in a trap or, you know, or
Exactly.
potentially go unconscious or, you know, all of that different stuff can take away from like potentially having like a really cool moment in a game of D&D.
Yeah,
um but it sounds like they were like, yeah, okay, my character did this, and now I'm gonna retire that character and start a new one. And
exactly.
it's like I don't
That's
even, yeah,
exactly what he did.
yeah,
But I was looking for like kind of like that kind of trauma for Honey, just like, you know, have in her life. Because
yeah,
she's definitely like a family oriented kind of person. And like I
hmm,
said to my DM, it was like, kill her family at some point. Just do
oh,
it.
okay,
So
right.
this
So
was
this
the
was like a,
chance.
oh yeah, this was like a super cool moment actually for you
Yeah.
then. Yeah,
It was really
that's
nice.
awesome. Yeah,
It just sucks that it just happened all of a
yeah,
sudden.
right.
um,
Yeah, nothing, no plans ever make their way
yeah, no.
like into like actually the way you expect them in D&D or any like TTRPG.
I've been slowly
Nothing you
figuring that out.
plan goes off the way you planned it.
I've been slowly figuring that out, like with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
dating sim,
Hmm.
and things like Z and I have had like this one encounter that we've been planning for literally like 3 sessions now. Like
Yeah,
this like one singular encounter. And we're like, you know what? No, it does. It's okay.
yeah,
It'll just be here.
yeah, yeah. Let it go.
We'll just keep moving it down, I guess. We'll just keep being here.
Yeah.
Um, my character got tortured because of Kermit the Frog. Yeah, the PC basically was Kermit the Frog, but evil.
Okay. Nice.
Um, so that's why
I
Kermit
love
the
that.
Frog is gonna.
Yeah, yeah.
At this point, it's gonna be an endgame scene. It's true. See, it probably will be. There's some other things that I have on my list of questions. Um,
Absolutely.
and one of them is what do you think is the best like point in your life so far? Like what do you like I personally don't
Hmm.
like to live in the past at all, so I like to say
Yeah.
that this is my best point in my life, but
Right.
what about
But
you?
like if you had to,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I think similar in that like a lot of stuff is happening right now that I'm really excited about and
Mhm.
like proud of. So, yeah, so I think like it's a lot of good things are happening right now. I think maybe two moments. I think college was like really really special for me.
Mhm.
Because I moved to New York. That's how I kind of ended up out here when I went to college. That's where I met Ryan. That's where I met like a lot of really awesome people. And there's
Mhm.
something about like living together with a bunch of people in the same phase of their life as you are.
Mhm.
I'm a very, very social person. Like,
Yeah.
I love talking to people. I care a lot about people and like the things that make them tick and all that kind of stuff is very important to me. And I'm like really
Mhm.
passionate about that. So being in like the dorm rooms with like a lot of people that are all going through like the same sort of experiences in their life, and you know, a lot of them studying the same thing as you, so they like care about the same passions as you and everything. People are just passionate and like learning, and it's just like it was such a I just absolutely adored it. It was like really really special for me. So college was really fantastic. It was just like a really, I think, transformative moment for myself. And yeah, so college was huge. I think another moment that I've just really enjoyed was when I worked on my first feature length film,
Mhm.
like right out of college. I had like just moved into the city. I graduated like before a lot of my friends in college. I graduated in 3 years.
Mhm.
So you know, none of all my friends were still like in school, and so I had moved like into Brooklyn, which is, you know, not far from the school I went to, but
Mhm.
it's a commute. You know, you gotta like get there. So
Yeah.
essentially, I'd moved away from all my friends into a big city, didn't know anybody really, um, and I was starting to work. I luckily had done an internship in school that had led to me becoming like a freelance PA. So kind of out the gate, out of
Mhm.
college, I had a pretty good setup in regards to work.
Yeah.
So I was working a lot. But the sort of work that I do as a freelancer means that like it's a bit different now, but back then it means you're never working with kind of the same crew. So like for each project you work on, you're hired by kind of like a new production company with a new team,
Mm.
and depending on sort of the people that you're working with, it's probably always going to be like new people. You still run into like the same people here and there,
Yeah.
but like the directors are different, the photographer's different, or the videographer is different. It's just different people every time, right?
Mhm.
So for me, I wasn't really developing like strong friendships with like coworkers or anything like that, because
Mhm.
it's just you do a couple shoot days with them, and then they're gone, and then maybe you run into them on like the next one if they get hired by the same, whatever. So my first feature films tend to last like a month to maybe a bit longer of working with the same team. And that one, we had all like stayed in Jersey in a hotel together. They kind of like rented out the floor, and all of the actors on that one were all like my age. They were all younger, the actors and everything. So that shoot was like a month of just debauchery with me and like the actors, just like me, the other PAs, the actors, all like basically living in a hotel together. Was just It was a blast. It was so much fun. Some of those actors and people that were involved in that are still like some of my good friends to this day.
Oh.
So yeah, so that was like another moment where I was like, this is probably some of the most fun I've had in my life with like people and doing stuff. And like we did so much stupid stuff. Like I almost got arrested multiple times. It was great. It was a fantastic time.
Is
Not doing
is
anything
there
like
really
super bad, but like we would like we
I
one
like
of the
how you
things that
have
we
to
did.
preface that you didn't
Yeah,
do
well,
anything super bad, so I don't have to tell on you.
it was, well, I mean, it was just funny. Like we bought a bunch of fireworks.
Uh-huh.
Like the thing about what's interesting about the East Coast is like some areas you can like shoot off fireworks, but some areas you can't, and those areas are very close to each other. So you kind of just have to go like across state borders and buy a bunch of fireworks, and then go
Ah.
back across state borders, and you can shoot off those fireworks.
All
But you're not
right.
supposed to shoot off those fireworks in that state where you could have shot it across in the other state. And essentially, we shot off a lot of fireworks with like a lot of just like a bunch of kid actors and me, other kids that are just like fresh out of college.
Yeah.
And the police got called, and we essentially like won them over by being like, oh yeah, we're shooting a movie, because people love when they find out that like a movie's being shot
Yeah.
like in their hometown. so
Yeah.
so it was very quickly we got on their good side. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I would have gotten
Wow.
very much fired and in trouble if I would have gotten a ticket
Yeah.
from that, but it was cool. It was a blast. So yeah, so shooting my first feature film, I think, is like the second like most fun moments I think of my life.
Nice.
Yeah, but this period of my life is very quickly becoming like another like favorite moment as I like meet all these new fun like Twitch streamers and people who are also doing like trying to make it in sort of this like internet space and are
Yeah.
passionate about things that I'm passionate about and stuff. So super
That's
cool.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
Love that.
What about you? I don't think you said, but did you have a
So-
moment that if you were forced to, you would say is your favorite?
Um, I am not entirely sure.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I feel like I haven't had, like, enough, like, life experiences to say, like, which is, like, would be my favorite point in life. But, like, I really like where I am right now.
Yeah.
Like, I finally, like, had, like, enough, like, motivation and what's the word? Money to like move out of my parents' house and move in with my boyfriend, and like I don't know,
Yeah, that's
everything's
big.
just like really wonderful currently. Like I'm getting back into like teaching dance, and like it feels like everything is finally like lining up in
It's,
my
like, slotting into
life,
place.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, I have to go with the silly answer of right now. But
Yeah, I mean, if you take off the favorite, what are like some just like really like happy moments in your life then? Because I feel like this happens with like music too and stuff when you're like, hey, what's your favorite song? And people are like,
Hmm.
I don't know, there's so many. It's like, okay, what is like a song you're listening to a lot right now is probably
Yeah.
like a better question, right? So like if you take off the favorite, are there some moments like just like up until now where you've been like that was like
I
pretty
think
awesome?
that like for sure like me starting to play D&D with like my like friends from like high school, and then like starting with like my like Discord group and
Mm-hmm.
that kind of thing
Yeah.
would definitely be like one of those. I think also I was talking about this whenever I was doing my interview with Z, but I think like meeting Z in my life is like a huge thing for me.
Oh, do you hear that, Z?
Yeah, you hear that, Z?
If you're still here, you hear
Um,
that, Z?
they're probably working on their cosplay right now.
Nice, nice.
Because I actually get to see Z in like little less than a month, so I'm really excited.
Fantastic. Love that.
Um, and Z's like, yeah. um, I also love the fact that like we both have like these, like two like memories in our lives that like both of the people involved, like with you and Ryan specifically, like
Yeah.
Ryan was just like, yeah, it was my favorite moment in life too, homie. And then now
Yeah.
Z's being like, it's heckin' my favorite moment too. Like,
Yeah, it's funny. Ryan and I, it was kind of like destined. We met on like the orientation. So like
oh,
it was like before we were even like actually at the school. And I feel like, oh geez, what I did? Well, you can set up ladders?
yeah.
What the? I've been jumping from railing to ceiling. I didn't know you could set up ladders in this game.
Yeah,
Oh
bro.
my god. I've been doing it on hard mode. It's cool. No, I'm gonna parkour. It's fine. It's fine.
You got it.
Yeah, so like yeah, we were like kind of like homies just like from the orientation, which is pretty funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really know like the exact like way that you and Ryan met, other than you guys like met in college.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it was one of those things too where like our moms just popped off.
Mm.
Like is that thing where like, you know, we're at orientation and your parents are there with you and it's like my mom like
Wait,
talks
your
to
parents went to
everybody.
orientation with you?
Yeah, yeah, like because I couldn't exactly like fly out to New York by myself.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, like I guess I could have, but my parents are super supportive, right? So they like came
Bro,
out
I
and like
went with
helped me
Z's
move in
parents
and
to move
everything.
me into college. Like I didn't
Yeah.
I didn't have anybody. My parents were
there you
working.
Yeah, that's rough. But yeah, so like yeah, I guess they were all there and like you know buddy like kind of out the gate.
Oh, that's
Yeah, Ryan's
nice.
mom is the greatest. She'll still text me like happy birthday and stuff. She's
Aw,
amazing. We love Mama T. She's the best.
that's so nice.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna help you out a little bit over here.
Excuse me. What do you mean? How I have been slaving away.
Okay, okay,
It's cool.
I
No,
can
no,
go.
no. You
No,
can
no,
come.
no, no,
You
I'm
can
gonna
come.
go.
No, no, no,
I'm
no,
gonna go
no.
over here.
No, no, no.
I'll
Okay,
go take the care of this bench.
oh, sure. Yeah, the bench needs some help. But yeah. So, yeah, I love that. People in our lives.
Yeah. I'm very much a people person. Like you said earlier, that
Mhm.
like I'm
Yeah.
a very social being. So like,
Yeah.
for instance, whenever I was like lockdown was happening and nobody could talk to anybody, like I think I was one of those people that was like literally like got so depressed because I couldn't like go talk to everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably one of the darker moments in my life were like it's kind of like sandwiched between like graduating college and then doing that first like feature, which also might be why that feature was so special to me is I basically moved into New York City into this tiny room, like a sublease of this tiny room I found on like this Facebook group. That's like specifically for like finding like, you know, subleases in the city
Yeah.
in Brooklyn. And I got this tiny like closet of a room that had no windows.
Oh.
It had a window, but it had been boarded up because it basically the apartment was like basically shoulder to shoulder with another building. So if the
Oh, okay.
window like was there, it would just be like a wall behind the window, right? So that it
Yeah.
was like boarded up. So like no natural light. I didn't know anybody in New York City really.
Mm.
Um, so it was a lot of just like going from like freelance gig to freelance gig, just back to this like artificial closet of an apartment.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was like definitely took a big hit on like my mental health. So yeah, so I definitely like I can tell if I haven't like kind of gone out and experienced people and stuff, and I definitely I can feel it.
Yeah. I get that, man. That was actually
Yeah.
gonna lead like into like one of my last questions that I have on my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Was what do you think is like your worst moment in your life right now? If you like wanted to share, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it was probably that. Probably, and it wasn't like too bad. Um, yeah, I think that's probably one of the like darker moments. Of just dealing with I guess like a lot of like loneliness. I also like I don't like to push my problems onto people. I don't like to
Yeah.
talk about my problems. I kind of struggle with allowing myself to have problems.
Hmm.
I think also just because like my life's been so great that when I have moments where I feel like depressed or things are going on,
Yeah.
I just don't really think it's fair to say that I am struggling with issues because people have like worse issues than I do, you know?
But that isn't fair
So
to you, homie.
no, it's
That's
not.
not fair
It's
to you
definitely
at
a
all.
yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right, and it's like definitely like toxic thinking. But I think it's something that a lot of people tend to experience is just kind of the thought that like your problems aren't big enough problems to warrant seeking help because other people are like dealing with worse stuff, and that's kind
Yeah.
of this like the toxic like mind like self talk that goes behind that. But it's definitely something I struggle with is kind of allowing myself to um, accept that my problems are valid. You know.
Yeah. I think your problems are
Um,
valid.
yeah.
But I think that yeah, like you said, like a lot of people like struggle with that. And I've
Hmm.
definitely struggled with that too.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. It's one of those things where like I recently have become so okay with like voicing my like issues with things and like my issues with myself and becoming more of a less toxic person to myself and it
Yeah.
it goes like along with that whole like healing your inner child kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I've been doing a lot recently.
Because you think, well, so inner child, as in you feel like you're suppressing your inner child, or
Well, not really, no. It's more of like I'm being more joy than fish. Exactly. Thank you, Blue.
there you go.
But yeah, like I think that um like once I've come to terms like with like my mental health and how like I've never processed like grief or really anything because I've always been
Mm,
like kind of that strong like I have to keep
yeah.
everybody happy like kind of
Mm-hmm.
person. I think that like
Yeah.
once I've like come to terms with that and started to heal myself from those things that I've started to realize like other things in my life like uh, like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We're you and I are very similar in like mental state. That's like a big like realization that I've had to come because it's not come to terms with. It's something I kind of always knew I dealt with, but I tend to shoulder or yeah, I tend to shoulder other people's problems without looking at my own. I tend to feel like I'm there to help a lot of other people, but I never think that like my own issues are worth my time.
Yeah.
So I'll try to be like the rock for people in my life that I care about without taking the time to like, look at the skeletons in my own closet.
Hmm.
Because I potentially don't think that they are skeletons or that they're like any more than just like a bone, right? I think that they're just like these small things that
Yeah.
don't warrant time because all these other people are dealing with things that are far worse than what I could ever deal with. So like, why am I wasting my time, right?
Yeah.
Which is, obviously, false self-talk that needs to be shifted in a more healthy direction. But I definitely get that. I definitely understand where you're coming from.
Cause for me, I think that like my like lowest points in my life has just been like a lot of like just yeah, dealing with like the past. Oh, thank you for the posture check. I did realize that I was shrimping.
It's so funny. I'm like, they said posture check, and I looked at myself, and I'm like, I am not.
Am I a shrimp
this
too?
Yeah, I am full pretzeled over here. Not a good way.
But like I think that my like lowest point in my life is definitely like so my best friend in the whole entire world got into a four-wheeling accident. And that was rough for me.
Yeah.
And like I didn't really allow myself to feel any sort of like sadness or like go through any sort of a grieving process. Like I was literally like stuck at that denial stage. And sorry, I had to hydrate.
Yep.
I like it's just that I feel like I was hey I think that like I was putting that expectation of being that sort of rock for my friends and not really doing anything about my own mental health. And now that I'm in this wonderful healthy relationship with my wonderful boyfriend and like doing other things and meeting new people and like finding joy in like the simplest things in life, pun intended, I don't know, it's like healing kind of.
You're like, oh, this feels good.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
It's really nice. And like I think it definitely like I have a lot to like thank like not only like Daisy for, but like because honestly if I didn't show up in Daisy's stream once, then like I don't think I would have met you or like Ryan or like literally like any one of my like friends right now. Like
Yeah. It's crazy how like one moment can do that.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same with like with obviously with you guys, but also with just some of the guys in like the D&D category and stuff that like I basically just like snuck my way into this one guy's stream and became a mod, and now they're like all like a big part of a lot of the things I care about now, which is like super cool.
That's so nice.
I cannot tell what is left to be scrubbed.
Yeah, I can't tell either. So I'm gonna pull up like the like thing after I think it's this. It's one of the slide platforms. Okay, let me look at the thing. All right, so it says the climbing poles. Oh, the guards on the climbing poles.
Right here.
And then one of the undersides of the floors. Which floor? Oh, this one. Okay.
Is it this thing? What's the climbing pole?
Is it that thing over there?
I think. This thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oops.
But yeah. See, I told you we were gonna get a little deep today.
Of course, yeah, I'm all for it. I love all this kind of stuff. I'm an open book, as cliche as that is, right? Yeah, I think just like experiencing life and figuring out how to learn from it and stuff is just like super important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I got it.
Congrats.
We're still missing something.
We're still missing some things. It says the lower tower walls. Which walls?
Oh, this one.
Oh, yeah, that one's. Whoops.
Filthy. Absolutely filthy.
Yeah.
Whose job was it to clean this one over here?
Don't look at me.
It absolutely wasn't mine.
Don't look at me.
It was our other. It was our third who didn't show up.
Our third
yeah,
member.
just absolute mooch. Yeah.
It was
He
actually
always
the
sleeps
rat.
in.
The rat was supposed to clean it.
Yeah, it was.
If you click the categories, the dirty stuff will flash at you.
I mean, I'm pressing tab
What?
as well. That's supposed to show, right?
What? What?
Oh, I see it. It's this.
Oh, oh
It's
my
filthy.
goodness!
That one
Whoa,
was. That might have been me, to be honest.
this is so nice. Anyway, let me go over here, cause ooh, we missed some things.
Roundabout handlebars. This was absolutely you.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
on me.
I see
That
it.
was on me. I
I
get
see
it. Ooh, I just like left the whole backside. What did I do?
Uh-oh. We were distracted by deep philosophical
What's the
conversations.
mount? Oh, this thing. Okay, I see, I see, I see. We're just too distracted by talking about like everything in CJ's life that we forgot about the normal things. What? Shelter. Shelter? Let me click it.
Yeah, this was really nice. Do you have anything else on your list that we missed?
I don't think so. I think that was like the last one. I think we hit like my list.
Nice.
Yeah, we basically hit my list.
Trying to think of anything else to talk about. I've been really enjoying this.
I'm glad that you were homie. My goodness. I don't know where it is. That's the shelter.
Is it flashing?
It's supposed to be flashing. It's this!
We didn't get it?
It's the underside.
I thought I got it.
Oh my goodness, finally.
Oh my god, it's still not.
Wonderful.
Wait. Oh, it's 100. Okay.
Wonderful. Amazing. Well,
That was almost as it could. Oh, this game could be the most satisfying and then also the least satisfying if you leave like 99%. It's like the opposite of what you were hoping for.
I also said that at some point I was going to take my mouse ears off, but I never took my mouse ears off.
Oh,
They're still on my head.
Yep, they're stuck.
I am officially the rat. Anyway,
Yep.
I'm gonna pull up our nice little time lapse as we wrap up today.
Oh, nice.
I'll keep playing
me
it
on the
over and
roof.
over again. It's really nice. But yeah, thank you so much, CJ. Thank you for coming to hang out. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on. This was fantastic.
Yeah. We may see CJ again for one of these things. We may do some more talking and more power washing.
I would
But yeah.
love that.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming to hang out. Thank you everybody else for coming to hang out and learn more about CJ. Yeah, I don't think any of my friends are alive or any of your friends live right now.
Let's see. Not really. It's a weird time and a weird day.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
that's okay. I only really raid friends. I don't really go looking.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys for so much for coming to hang out. I really appreciate it. I really hope that you all stay hydrated. I'm gonna take these ears off. Thank you. Yeah. Just thank you guys. I appreciate it.
This was really awesome. I really enjoyed this. I had a fantastic time.
It's been interesting and
You
chill.
are really fun to talk to, and the topics of conversation were awesome, and this was fantastic.
Thank you so much.
I don't know what I was
CJ.
expecting, but this went super well, and I had a fantastic time.
I'm so glad that like you guys are liking this format that I've been doing. I've been really excited about this for like months, so I'm really
You hit me up
jazzed.
about this how long ago?
Like forever
a while
ago, it feels like.
Yeah. And I was like, I bought the Joy was like, the game's on sale, quick, buy Powerwash. And I was like, okay, I bought it. And then it's just been sitting there and I'm like, well, I can't open it until we do this stream. Like I definitely did not want to like have a head start on this. I wanted it to be, to be raw and real.
You doing parkour and not understanding how ladders work.
Exactly. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna call you out on that one because we had a bit of a pre-stream breakdown, and that little tutorial said nothing about ladders.
It said nothing
all right?
about ladders. That's
It said
understandable.
it said absolutely nothing about ladders. This game's also just really fun to run around in though.
Yeah.
This is like a really good game just to like hop around in.
I like the moon physics of this game.
Yeah, it is very moon physics. You can like jump one direction and out and turn around completely the other direction. It's like super fun.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming in for the vibes. I hope that you guys stay hydrated. We have been streaming for like basically 2 hours, so please, as soon as we're done with stream today, take a break from your screen, get up, walk around, do a little stretch, and then you can come back. Go get yourself like a little snack. Remember, you are a human first before you are a Twitch chatter, or a Twitch streamer. You hear that, CJ?
Oh, am I?
Yes, you're a human first, or you're a rat.
I need to tell my chat that. No, I'm just kidding. My chat's great.
But yeah.
When do you stream next, Joy? When do you stream next?
I will be streaming. It's an interesting question because I'm not sure. It's either Friday or Saturday.
Okay.
And I will be live at around the same time at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. The British time. I can't remember what it's called. The British time.
Greenwich. It's like Greenwich Mean Time or whatever. Like GMT.
Yeah,
I think
the
is the British time.
GMTs. I don't. Whatever it is.
I think Volcanic. What is it? Tell us.
Yeah, Volcanic. What is it? But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. I know I say that a lot, but it really means a whole lot to me that you guys like this sort of setup. We're currently in BST. Okay.
Well.
Yeah, that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joy, you've been killing it. I remember. I think I started watching you when you were you hadn't even hit affiliate yet, which is crazy.
Yeah,
so,
and now I'm like at 100, almost 110 followers. Like that's insane to me.
Okay, you need to set up like a follower goal or something. Like,
I
are you
have
gonna do like another
special?
What's the special? What are you gonna do?
I think it's like 120.
Yeah.
Depending on when that is, because I may be doing Nuzlocke and load at the time, but we don't know. We'll see.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna hit it in no time.
There's an ad about to start, so I am going to wrap up the stream.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, as my host spiel earlier, make sure you guys stay hydrated. Go get yourself a snack. If you've been staring at your screen for too long, get up, walk around, don't look at it for a little bit, and then you can come back. You are a human first, always. Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye.